The baddest DJ this side of town, mixing the heat.
Ladies and gentlemen,
DJ Disspare.
What up, what up, what up? We are in the building, season 2, episode 3 with Mr. Bello. How you doing, family?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm good. How you doing, man?
I'm doing really good. So, tell me where you're coming from.
My name is Mr. Bello, first and foremost. You spell that M-R-B-E-L-L-O. I'm an Afrobeat artist. That being said, born in Nigeria, raised in America. So, I have Afrobeat in me. I have pop and R&B in me as well, which I also do as well in my music. It's all about feel good music. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta check it out. So check me out on Instagram, Mr. Bello Music. Check me out on YouTube, Mr. Bello Music. All platforms, Google, Mr. Bello.
So how long have you been doing music for?
I started officially 2017 with my first track, Undercover. That's my first official track. That's on all platforms. Undercover. It's also on YouTube. Just type in Mr. Bello Undercover. You see that there. So I guess I've been doing this for about 5 years now, making the summertime. Summertime's gonna be 5 years, correct? So for now.
Nice. So let's get into Undercover.
First
off. And
yes,
let's explain, what's your concept on Undercover? Like, what was the reason in writing this?
So at that time I was a new artist pretty much, starting. I had no script, I had no blueprint, I had no nothing. So I had to start from scratch, find my own producer, my own engineer. So it was just pretty much talking about the struggle of being creative in general. So whether it be you're a musician, you're a painter, you're a DJ, whatever it is, that's a creative. Anything other than the 9 to 5, just how hard the process can be, because sometimes people glamorize the end result, which is, maybe you being on stage, performing, people taking your pictures, asking for autograph, but not realize that that's only like 5 to 10%. The other 90% is like just legit, the up and down, the ups and downs, the struggle, the writer's block, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm just pretty much saying, just whatever it is you're doing creative wise, just keep at it, focus on the process, don't focus on the day-to-day process, but focus on like what you're trying to get out of it. You know what I'm saying? Focus on the reason you started. And also to watch out for the undercovers, which are the people around you sometimes that act like they got love for you, but in reality, they don't got love for you. So it's just saying like, watch out for the undercovers, but at the same time, keep doing you no matter what. So that's what that song is all about, but it's also good vibes. So the beat, when you hear the beat, you're going to see that up tempo, that, something you could bounce to and dance to and group to, but with the message at the same time.
Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
Anything you wanna do now, you gotta keep quiet to yourself. Another day, another demon. Every day's a stepping stone. Anything that we do now has its own consequences. Anything that we say now can never take back. You understand that? They will say you never make it, but my God, just do your own. They always gotta undermine you until the fame and money comes. Anything that we say now can never take back, you understand that? And anywhere that we go now, you gotta watch out for the cover. For the cover, you better watch out for the cover. For the cover, you gotta watch out for the cover. For the cover, you better watch out for the cover. For the cover, you better watch out for the cover. Anyone you gonna trust now? You gotta vibe and feel them out, oh. Another day, another blessing. Every day's a chance for growth. Many things that I see now as a G contemplating. Any day can be great now. Gotta be strong, smart, gotta withstand that. They will say you never make it, but my God, just do your own. They always gonna undermine you until the fame and money comes. Anything that we would say now, can never take back. You understand that? And anywhere that we go now, you gotta watch out for the covers. For the cover, you better watch out for the cover. For the cover, you gotta watch out for the cover.
Big tune. Big tune.
Big tunes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes, sir.
I love that. Like,
Thank you.
I'm just loving the music that's coming out from you guys right now, because like this
Appreciate.
next generation of music is just like uplifting and like, you know, it's fun. And
Yes,
you know, the
yes, yes.
undercover, you're speaking about bad mind people, you're speaking about people being like, you know, undercover friends and all that.
Right,
But you
right.
know, it's just like you're not saying it in a negative way. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Appreciate
Exactly.
that.
Yeah, I realized that, you know, just piggyback off that, sometimes people feel the need to express themselves, but they don't know how to express it the right way. Like, you might want to say, oh, I have oppositions. I might have people that don't want great for me, but there's ways to go about it where, you know, you don't make it sound violent. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just listen to that song right now. It's telling you a true story. It's telling you a real story, but at the same time, it still feel good, you know, feel good music. You can still dance to it. You can still vibe to it. You know, so there's many ways to share your art without trying to make it, you know, about violence. So, you know what I'm saying? So thank you for that. I appreciate that you peep that too.
So now in your career, what have you seen from the ups and downs of stuff where you've seen undercover people, you know, under problems like of the industry where people are trying to um
Mhm.
how could I say, like with all the killings and all the stuff that's going on with your generation now,
Right,
like with all the
right.
artists, like isn't it like how do you feel in that? Like are you good in that world? Like you're just in your own business, in your own mind state, or do you run around with a bunch of people? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how do you keep
I,
yourself?
Honestly, I stay with a close group of like-minded individuals, whether it be artists, you know, or just acquaintances, you know what I mean? But mostly I hang around artists and people that do like-minded things like myself, you know, like my producer that's behind the scene, Lakeside Beats, you know, he's somebody that, you know, we kind of grew together, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, not saying from young, but like in the music world, like he saw me at a performance and
Yeah.
we locked in. And I'm like, you know, this is somebody I want to build up with as an artist. It's good to have a producer that y'all can learn each other's style and sound and grow with. I have other artists around me too that I look up to, you know what I'm saying? I might inspire them, but I also look up to them as well too, you know, because they're doing something great with themselves. They have a different style and we're all trying to make it in this industry. And the higher in and deeper in you go in the industry, the more you realize that you can't do this alone. So I try to put myself around positive group of friends because, you know, you put yourself around negative group of friends, you're gonna get dragged in that kind of world, you know what I'm saying? So not that I don't see it happening or I don't have or know people that are, you know, in that type of world, I just choose to not, you know, get involved in that because that's not the route I'm trying to take, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to take that longevity route. You know, I don't want to make it and then only, you know, be on top for like a year or two. I'm trying to make it and stay in the game forever and put other people on, you know what I'm saying, in a good way. So that's pretty much how I go about it, you know, in this industry.
Man, I gotta applaud you on that one.
Because when I ask this question, I want to see where you're going to go because like the new way the game is going right now.
There's a lot of
Right,
people who fall into that trap, right? You know what I mean?
right.
And want to be that rapper and be in that like limelight. And then there's just like people who just make music that you never see. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
It's
or
so
you see
sad.
them, but you see them when you need to see them. And that's
Right,
the best part of it. So now
right.
I got this one of these songs here from you. It's called
Mm.
Ulu
A little fat. Oh
Lulafi. Yeah.
man. Yeah, that's my first song, but it wasn't like released on no platform. It was only on SoundCloud. So I'm actually surprised that you were able to find that, you know what I'm saying? Because that
Hey,
was
your
something
team has
that,
sent it to me, and I'm happy
oh
to have
man.
them. You know, they got it to my management, Triple P, so I'm
Wow,
happy. Like,
wow, wow, wow.
you know what I'm
Thank you. Wow,
saying?
you guys are awesome. Like, but yeah, that was my first official song that I ever recorded, you know,
Oh,
written by me and Mega Boy, you know, and from pretty much from there on it showed me that yo, I got the feedback from people around me like, yo, you're actually good at this. You know, like it's to this day a lot of people come to my shows, concerts, whatever, expecting me to perform that song, even though sometimes I don't perform it because I didn't officially release it on all platforms. But
yeah.
they still love that song because it has that like Afrobeat, Caribbean, you know, like dancehall type of vibe, you know, something you could grab a woman to and just talk to her, whisper to her, and just slow wine. You know, feel good. Like I said, feel good
Okay,
music. So yeah,
let's get
play that
into it.
song.
It's about to go down.
DJ Disspare is in the damn building.
Baby girl, you're the one I want. Baby girl, you're the one I need. Oh, look at me, that color. Look at me, that color. Baby boo, you're the one I trust. And I know you're the one for me. Oh, look at me, that color. Look at me, that color. I fantasize, waiting for the day you realize that in my arms, baby, you're the one I recognize. No be lying, I wanna be with you, baby, for life, you for life. And I can't sleep at night, cause I'm hoping that you'll be my wife. Oh, baby, you're the only one I want. I'm telling the truth, I know go front. Letting other girls go one by one. I'm tryna make you number one. Baby, you're the one I wanna find. I just wanna show you what you're worth. If you come with me, you know go on. Baby girl, you're the one I want. Baby girl, you're the one I need.
Yes, sir. Oh man, that's a major
Salute
throwback.
on that one.
That's a major throwback
That's
right
your
there.
first track, you tell me.
That's my very first track. Like I'm talking about just diving in there, find a producer, find a beat, and just working with my partner at the time, Mega Boy. Shout outs to him. He was like, "Yo,
Man.
you gotta stop playing. Just drop something, man. It don't matter how you drop it, just drop something." And people like they just loved it. I'm like, "Yo, this is crazy. Like I could really do this." You know what I'm saying? So.
Who's your inspiration in music? Like what artists do you look up to?
I look up to multiple artists. It's a combination. You know what I'm saying? Like same way they say we're a combination. We're a product for our environment. The same thing. I look up to a couple of Afrobeat artists, Burna Boy, Wizkid. The top dogs, of course, because it shows me that the young cats too can do it and get to the level of the next level and take open the door for the next the next generation. And then on the American side, I gotta give it to people like Drake. Because of the way he moves, with team wise, as an individual too. The Weeknd, for his vocals and creativity. Justin Bieber, for
So you basically took it to Canada where you talk.
Yeah. Canada wise, because American wise, it's like right now R&B is not hitting. You know what I'm saying? Like it's supposed to be, and it's like it's kind of like So
well, I like the way you're going with it because a lot of the Canadian artists have taken over the American airwaves.
I'm sorry, it's true. It's true,
like
man.
Tory Lanez with his new album. Like I know what you're saying.
They,
and the crossover
doing it well,
that they're
man.
doing with the African world, I get it. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm saying
I get it.
they own that's part of the music business. Knowing what's next and getting on that before anybody else. You know what I'm saying? That's how you stay relevant for a long time. You know what I'm saying? That's why people do music with Latin American, artists nowadays too, because they know they got numbers over there as well too. So, I don't discriminate. Wherever good music is at, that's where that's what I'm inspired by. So, to me, it don't matter where where it's coming from.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, love to Toronto.
Well, because Canada and a lot of UK and all that's got a vibe of the African and Jamaican and the Caribbean.
Big time.
All of it. So everything blends. And
that's
people
a fact.
Know their roots and their cultures and their backgrounds.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. It makes sense.
I always get mad with a lot of people in the game because I was like, how do you talk hip hop? You've never been to New York. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like if you never traveled,
Right.
So this next song here I got is, now forgive me with the spelling, is L-A. Oh yeah, sorry.
O-L-A, yeah. L-E-K-A-N. Olalekan.
Yeah. Olalekan. Okay, now I knew I was gonna say it right. All right, okay. Because some cultures you got to watch how you say certain things, right?
The pronunciation, yeah. Nah, you try. So that's and I'm one of those people that I'm actually like I'm happy to teach somebody like how to say it the right
Respect.
way. So that way, the next time when they tell their friends and their friends say it wrong, they'll be like, nah. I remember last time I spoke to Bello, he was like, oh, Lale Con, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that way it's something that you cannot pass on. So it's not
Well,
something to be
trust me,
ashamed of. It's something to,
because in that
proud
culture,
of.
like you guys got like so many different dialects. Like every
Oh
single
yeah,
culture does, but it's like you got to watch how you
like
say certain things when you're saying on
right,
certain African music
right,
or certain songs and stuff,
right.
because
Sometimes you
everyone
change up
has a
one
different
word.
meaning.
Exactly. You might say the entirely wrong thing. Like, what you call me? I meant
So
this.
tell me about the song.
All right. So you remember I mentioned earlier that I met an engineer during my early days with doing music. I was on a concert with an artist. He's an artist of David Doe. I don't know if you know. His name is Ameo Kong. So he was in
Okay.
the States, and they hit me up to come, do a show with them at Tropical Grills. I went out there to do the show. It was a good vibes, and these shows, that's where you sometimes network. You meet the right people that might, you might be working with in the future. So I went out there, did my thing as usual, came out there, killed the show. And that's where I met my current producer, Beast by Lakeside. His name is Lakeside, Leksai. I met him there. He spoke to me, like, I really love what you're doing. You should come through my side one time. And, just we should try to work on something. And at that time, he thought I was going to, do the usual artist thing, like, yeah, I'm going to hit you up. I got you. And never hit him up. But I actually did hit him up. I went out there, linked up with him. And we spoke, and I realized that we have the same vision. And then 2 years later down the line, him and I, actually, like, this is us right now. This is the first song. This is actually the second song we did together. I lied. The first song is called Feel the Vibe. This song, Olale Kon, is the second song we did together. It's actually on his project and featuring Joy Lola. She's a great artist as well. He was on time for his album, and you already know I had the honor and the pleasure of, being a part of it. Thank you, Lakeside, for, allowing me to be on that. The song is pretty much talking about, his name Olale Kon means my blessings has been added by one. So we're pretty much singing that in regards to that. And also it's a homage to his mother that passed away a few years ago, around COVID season, may God rest her soul, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to kind of sing the song from his perspective,
Okay.
you know what I mean? And then so Joy Lola came in there too, because it needed that female touch, that beautiful voice, angelic voice, and she did that. She killed it, So this one right here is called Olale Kon. It means my blessings been added by one. And yeah, let's bump that.
And I'm really loving your beat selection.
Thank you. Shout out to Lakeside.
More blessings be your time, fame just keep calling. This is the only way for me. My mind spirit is working. I can see for myself, blessings just pouring. These are the blessings out for me.
DJ Disspare is in the damn building.
More making the artist. More blessings be your time, fame just keep calling. Cause it's the only way for me. My mind spirit is working. I can see for myself, blessings just pouring. Cause all the blessings are for me. I remember when I never did so. All of them times where I never did so. Yeah, I better thank God, yeah. Cause all my boy don't take off. I better thank God, yeah. All of the pain don't pay off. You know worry. Try take your time to be suddenly. No matter grace, it be your journey. In your own lane, you be somebody. Somebody make you no worry. Don't be by mouth, now your destiny. Like on my time, make you no worry. So make you focus on the hustle. One man can do all this. More blessings be your time. The fame just keep calling. Cause it's the only way for me. my mind is working. I can see for myself, blessings just pouring. Cause all the blessings are for me.
Blessings and blessings and
Blessings,
blessings.
blessings.
Man, you're definitely getting played by the crew. Like 100. 100
Wow,
on
thank
that
you.
one.
I felt
100
that. Thank you.
on that one. Because seriously, like I love playing Afro music, and like
Oh,
you're
wow.
just giving me a whole nother like bunch of shit to slap at people. So I like
Yeah.
that a lot. So
Thank
we're
you.
gonna be talking with you and your management, your team. We get feeding this like
Yes.
out here because
Yes.
the scene is huge out here. So
Yeah.
I love
Let's
what you're doing.
thank you. Let's
And
spread the culture.
man, it's amazing. And I got a lot of guys that you can be connected with too.
Wow.
So it's
Wow.
like,
Wow.
oh, there's
Thank
a
you.
lot of
I
crazy
appreciate
producers
that.
in the game. Like, like this is it's one of those games where if we don't get connected like this to be working
Right.
together, how's anybody gonna
Right.
reach each other? You know what I mean?
That's
And
true.
then getting to talk to you and having you run into my network, like it bridges out a bigger gap for everything in the game. Like now you're gonna be played on our stuff, so people are gonna be looking
Mhm.
at you through us. You know
Thank
what I
you. Thank
mean?
you.
And I
Thank you, man.
appreciate you on this.
I appreciate you guys most, man. That's really what it's all about: spreading the culture, bridging that gap, making that connection. Because that's if we don't have that, what do we have? If we can't connect and talk and spread that culture and spread, the knowledge and the love, then what is it about? You know what I'm saying? Then we're just alone. And that's
So
very sad.
in the game, how important it is to have PR management, and like
Oh,
people promoting you.
it makes an astronomical difference because no matter how good of an artist you are, or no matter how much you can record yourself, because I can engineer myself and all that. When it comes down to it, the music business aspect is very important. And I think a lot of artists don't realize that till they get to a certain level and they start realizing like, yo, okay, I can make good music now. I've mastered the craft, but I'm not getting my stuff out there. It's not getting past my circle. It's people around me sharing it and the people around them seeing it, but that's still only a limited circle. And so that's when we having to pay on PR, A&R, and proper manager, management comes in because they could get your stuff to places that you've never been before. And eventually
Facts.
it could get you to those places, you know what I'm saying? Like playing your stuff in the UK, playing your stuff in Africa, playing your stuff in Canada, and now you're getting an invite by a DJ or a group or a promoter from Canada to come perform out there because you
Mm-hmm.
actually have a fan base out there now. So that's like actually one of the most important part. The first part is making good music, like you said, beat selection, quality music. The second part is actually getting it out there to the world so that way it can be heard. What's the point of good product if it's not, being tested?
One 100 on that one. So this next track we got here is Lender.
Oh, I know you're talking about. You're talking about bone marrow.
Well, that's why I have this is what it says here
Yeah,
usually. Oh,
that's
so it's
bone
called bone
marrow.
marrow. Okay.
It's
Oh
called
yeah,
bone
it is bone
marrow.
marrow. All right,
Yeah,
sorry.
shout out.
See, the
Yeah, it
whole
was
thing is
put through.
they got Chief D.
Yeah,
Yo,
Shudeji.
man, you
Yeah,
got a
shout
lot
out
of
to my
people.
brother.
Wow.
Yeah, I felt like in the beginning when I did Undercover and Little Fair, I just did my own thing. But then 20 during the pandemic, pretty much, I'm like, let me focus on working with other people. You know what I'm saying? Like you mentioned earlier, bridging that gap and like pretty much reaching out to each other's fan base and supporters and doing something together, which leads to it's a long story, but we have something called SOA,
Mm,
Sounds of Afrobeats, that we started ourselves. It's pretty much a platform made by artists for artists. So the first show was like we had like 150 to 200 people. Second show was like 300 to 350 people. The last show
nice.
we had last year March, it was like about 500 people in that
Okay.
space, and this was literally like right after COVID. You know what I'm saying? So it's growing bigger. So that I say that all to say, my brother Chief Deji was somebody that I've always been tight with from day one. Shout outs to P Saint too. So people I know that are close to me that I vibe with, that's what music is about to me. I don't just make music with anybody. I gotta actually have a connection with you. It gotta feel right. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like it translates into the music when there's a connection there. So Chief Deji is somebody I consider like a brother to me. And we linked up together and we're like, yo, we need a track together. And we got the beat from a producer in New Jersey. Shout outs to him. And we made this smash hit. And then we did a music video to it. We created a whole concept around it. It was beautiful. It's called Bone Marrow. Pretty much the essence of that title is pretty much saying like you ever love somebody so deep that you feel it in your bone marrow. You know what I'm saying? Like straight from the spinal cord. Like it's from deep within. So that's what it's saying. Like I love the girl so much that I feel it in my bone marrow. So that's what the song is pretty much talking about. It's pretty much just let's hear it.
All right.
You take care of my sanity. Let me take your vanity. Do I have your permission? Yeah, no. You take care of my sanity. Let me take your vanity. Do I have your permission? No. My body's calling you. No. My body's shaking, though. No. Nobody's banging, no. No. My body's craving you. I deceive you. Just don't leave you. You give me fever. You turn me to a scene now. Yeah. Mr Bello on the singer. What can I do without your love? Oh, be more. What can I do without your love? Baby, make you no fear money day. I go do anything for you, baby. What can I do without your love? Angel of my life, make you marry me tonight. The way you make me feel, I feel butterfly inside. Yeah. Oh, when I fell. If that ain't by me, beauty, what can I do without your love? Oh, yes, speak on me, only what I'm a shade, only I'm a total, I know I'm a good. If I wreck by me, beauty,
Yes, sir. That's my song right there. That's my jam. Check that out on YouTube, by the way. Check out the music video, Bone Marrow, Chief Deji, Mr. Bello on YouTube. You're going to love the video, man.
You on it. I was about to tell you to do that. You on it.
Yeah.
No, like I'm saying, I just could imagine what it was like to be in the studio making that song, because just the vibe and all, like, it's just like, okay, go add that ad lib in there. Okay.
It was sensational. Like, what? It was actually like a great vibe in it. That's how you know when you actually mess with the person you're making music with, the vibe you're gonna create is gonna be astronomical, because it's gonna be fluid, you know what I mean? And people could hear that song and really like be like, yo, that's a feel good music. You know, I just had a performance on Friday. Me and him just performed that song at a Fireboy concert. You know, he's an Afrobeat artist too, killing the game. He just dropped a song with Ed Sheeran. We did that at Irving Plaza,
That's
and
my
when we
track right
sang,
there.
yeah, when we came out, shout out to Fireboy, by the way. When we came out and started playing that song, the crowd went crazy, man. I'm talking about
Oh
they went.
man,
The
with
energy
that
was
vibe, because
ballistic.
like because when I listen to that, like you're there, you're there. You just need to keep the pushing, and you just
Right.
need to keep the
Thank
team
you,
that you have with you, because
thank
like
you,
right now, I ain't got no complaints. I ain't got nothing
thank
wrong
you.
to say. You know,
That
there's
means a
times
lot.
where
That means a lot. That means a
you
lot.
know that, because there's a lot of artists in the game that they come out, they try to do the Afro beats, they try to do everything,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then they get to a certain point with it, and then it's just
Right,
like, I'm just gonna go back and do trill. I'm gonna do trap. I'm
right,
just gonna go do this.
right,
Like,
right.
you know what I
Gotta be
mean? And
consistent,
this,
man.
and ever since like the when the movement started to change with, Drake started doing tracks with Wiz, and like, and then all these guys
Yes,
that started to come up, everything
yes,
just started to change the vibe, because I'd rather play that all day than most of the stuff that's coming out, because it's consistently of great music. You know what I mean?
right,
And
right.
when you guys keep putting out great vibes like this, it just like dance. Like, I'm a big, as you can tell, I'm a big dancehall fan, world culture
All right.
music
I
fan.
could tell.
So
Yep,
I
yep.
listen to even um Islam, like, or trap, Hindi,
Wow,
all
wow,
types of stuff,
wow,
because
wow, wow, wow.
everyone, if the beat's hot, I don't even care what you say.
It's
Like, you know what
universal.
I'm saying? If you
Right, it's
present it
universal.
properly, I'll
Right.
understand eventually down the line, because get one of my friends to tell me what are you
To
saying and stuff.
translate.
You know what I
Right.
mean? And I've done a lot of African culture events and stuff, from
Okay.
Nigerian to every type,
Wow.
and and then when you get into the Nigerian stuff, it's just like, which Nigerian, which part, which this,
Yes.
that, like,
It's
which music can be played on this
yeah.
side, which, like, I'm loving the
Right.
culture now that it's being unified a lot more now than how
Hmm.
it was before, because you couldn't play certain songs with certain people before.
Right. Right. You're right. Yeah. And I'm loving it too, man. I feel like we just got to a point where we just realized, like, yo, it's like Nigerians or African American fighting with Africans. At some point, you got to realize we're all the same. So it's like, why we bickering? We could just work together and make this money together and make a difference together. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that we're at that point where we realize, like, hey, we could actually make a greater impact together rather than
Oh, big.
with this beef and whatnot. So it's all about love and positivity. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's gonna keep on being, man.
So tell me what emergency.
Ooh, emergency, man. I know I mentioned. Oh man, emergency is actually thanks to the pandemic. You know, um, During the pandemic, uh, as a creative, we kind of like get in this hole where it's like there's no performance, there's nothing going on. You're just kind of like, damn, what do I do now? So at some point, we realize like, yo, we could still make music. We could actually tap in. So what I started doing with my guys was we would rent out B&Bs, right? We'll rent out the
Mhm.
B&B. We'll invite a few dope artists over that's like in our circle. I'll bring my equipment. I'll invite my one of my closest best friend from the musical world, P Saint. Shout out to P Saint. He taught me how to record and engineer myself. Invite him over, invite my engineer, like Psych. You hear his name a lot because we're working like this. I try to keep a tight team. Invite everybody over and a few artists, and then we just get to working. We create our own studio in any B&B we go to. We
Environment,
could
yeah.
go to we could go to a penthouse and create bring the light in, create a vibe. And so one day I told my engineer, like, hey bro, pull up, we've been, looking at beats and whatnot, YouTube beats and online beats. I would love something from, within, from the house, whatever. So he came through, he whipped something up there and he played it and it went dun 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 dun. And I went, everybody just went, ooh. The people that's the thing about music too, the people it calls out to are gonna know. So it called out to me and it called out to my boy Ago.
Hmm.
At that time, I hopped on, I did my thing, I usually drop melody first and I worry about the lyrics later. Because I feel like melody is universal. Lyrics is more like if you're trying to send a message. People have to like the melody before they get to the lyrics later on. And then I was like, yo, let me do something. Let me start it off. I got something or whatever. So I pushed my melody to to the forward. I forwarded, muted, let him do his thing, and I love the intro he did, and I love the hook he did. I said, I did for your back, and then we just arranged that, and that's how we got Emergency. Shout out to Deji, man. Deji is somebody that got on.
She said she wanna chop my dodo, baby. But we gotta keep it on the low, so we gotta keep it on the low.
Mad.
Down low. This is a DJ Disspare exclusive.
So she wants to my photo. So she wants to my dodo. We gotta keep it on the low. So we gotta keep it on the low. Yeah. So she wants to my dodo. So she wants to my photo. But we gotta keep it on the low. So we gotta keep it on the low. I said I did it for your back. If you need for emergency. See I don't go for your hand. I said I did it for your back. For emergency, see I look for your hand, to make it stop to the fun, make it go my body, oh. Tonight your backside the bad and the cure my cardio. It's been a long time coming, I've been waiting for your body, oh. And I know with the shot, make it go my body, oh. You do me cardio, oh, oh. With your body, oh, oh. You do me cardio, oh, oh. With your body, you do me when you think they come my way, my baby, oh. Now leave the cure my grace, now leave the star my grace, oh. When you think they come my way, my baby, oh. Now leave the cure my grace, now leave the star my grace, oh. I did it for your back, if I need for emergency, see I don't go for your hand, I say I did it for your back, if you need for emergency, see I don't go for your hand, I do it. Someone call 911, 419, she got me, so hard, look what you done started, you got me on fire, what you rewind? See I don't go for your hand, I do it. Someone call 911, so at the party. Look what you done started. You got me on fire. You emergency. You got me on fire. One sorrow, minita. One sorrow, wasita. One sorrow, minita. One sorrow, wasita. I did it for your back, if you need for emergency. See I don't go for your hand,
Woo! Now that right there, fire. We're not ready. We're not ready. Oh man.
Man, you just shut down my show, like for real.
Oh man.
Like I just want to go dance right. Like the whole time I've been playing, it's just hard to stay in the seat. Like it's just like when it's good music, it's good music, and I can't lie.
That's what it
You see me
does.
vibing out. So I'm just saying, like, yo,
Man, the
where
vibe
people
is
can look out
contagious.
for you for more. What's next? What's next? You got me hungry. What's next?
Man, the next song I think is gonna be my biggest song yet, man.
You
No
can't
lie.
say that. Every song's gonna be your biggest song.
Yeah, but that song, man, you know you got that one song that you like, yeah, I think I'm gonna get a platinum for this. I'm gonna get, Billboard and all that. Yeah, I'm really trying to drop it right too, you know what I'm saying? Because we spoke about, ARPRs, and I'm trying to make sure that it's distributed properly and gets to the right radios and all that. So that way it could be heard, because what's the point of good music if it can't be heard? So this song is it's called Levels. First of all, Levels, because it means a lot of things. It means my level done changed. I done climbed up the ladder, and we're gonna take this to the next level. And it's gonna be dropped March 4th. That's a Friday. Just look out for Levels by Mr. Bello. You can find me on Instagram primarily. I'm on there all the time pushing Mr. Bello Music, MRBELLO Music. You can find my new tunes on Spotify, Apple Music, Audio Mac, you name it. It's on all platforms, and make sure to check me out on YouTube. I'm dropping some new content on there. So to Emergency, you're gonna see a video in there soon. Levels, you're gonna see a video in there. So just stay in tune, man. You know, like I love people that stay in tune with me from the bottom up, because then I could even appreciate you more when I get to that level and be like, yeah, I remember we was working from way back. You know, I could shout them out like I shout out all my guys, because you know they my D1s. And shout out to Deji for that last verse he did on Emergency. He killed that, man. He came in there, he showed us that like he earned his
Yeah, I
spot
had to
out
rewind
there.
that.
Yeah, I peeped that. You know,
I
shout
was
out
just
to him.
like, yeah, just like
Man, he's
that
he's
came
a young
fresh.
cat.
Like,
Yeah, he's doing his thing too, man. Shout out to Deji. He's dropping his own project EP March 25th. You know, shout out to him. I'm very proud of him. And yeah, we're taking it to the next level, man. I'm just glad that we're doing it together. You know what I'm saying? Instead of beefing and
see,
saying,
that's what I love. I
yeah,
love
I'm
when
just,
other artists speak of their camp like they like them. Not just like I got
man,
this other nigga over there doing music with me.
that's my family, man.
It's-
This
it's
is my
like-
family. You know what I'm saying? Like, and sometimes,
well, I
we,
just don't get why people just do music with whoever. That's what I don't understand, because
nah,
you
nah,
know what? Half the times
nah,
you can't even perform those songs with the
you
dude
can't
because you
perform.
got beef.
Thank you. Now you can't perform the song. Now you don't even like this. You like the song, but now you have to unlike the song
Oh yeah,
because you know you did it with certain somebody, and it get political, you know. And it don't get political with family, you know. That's why we move as a family. In the family business, it don't get political. You know? No matter what it is, family, you know, they fight, they bicker, but yo, it's showtime, man. We got the show at Madison Square. We out. You know what I'm saying? But if it's somebody that you don't really got that vibe with, you can't really hit them up because that pride is gonna be on 100, and you're gonna be like, nah, I'm never gonna hit them up first. You know, I perform it with myself. You know, so you know, you learn a lot, you know, in this game, and I'm still learning, and I'm still gonna keep on learning. I'm still gonna keep on getting to the next level, you know. So I just appreciate everybody that's been growing with me, and the new, you know, supporters I'm about to get from this. Shout outs to you, you know, I like appreciate you so much. Triple P, thank you so much. Big Mel, I appreciate you. Everybody that always like find a way to get me on some kind of platform. I appreciate you guys because I cannot do this alone. So thank you so much for believing in me, man. It means a lot to me. Thank you guys.
Oh, this is just the beginning. So just saying.
Man, inshallah,
You know,
inshallah.
Triple P management got me in a good position. A lot of things is about to pop off.
Man,
I just love the team. I love the way the movement's going, and I appreciate you.
And let me give a shout out to you guys, man, because you guys found me last week, and the flyer, everything was done like ASAP. You know, you guys was on it. I'm like, yo, I love this.
See, that's when you do shit for
management
yourself. It works. Like I'm a one-man team at times. I try to.
Oh man, you
when
did
it comes
that.
down to my own personal stuff, like
Wow,
marketing and everything,
wow.
I'm good on that. And then I got Triple P backing me on the other end.
She's
most of the
awesome.
times, if you can't, like, if I didn't have her beside me right now, like I'd be still stressed out on a lot of things.
Nah,
like,
she is awesome, man. She is.
People. Like she relieved a lot of stress off of me. Like I'm telling you,
man,
right now.
And that's why management is really like good management is like it makes a huge difference. It takes you to the next level. So shout out to you guys. You know, shout out to you for even having me on this platform. I appreciate your energy. I could just tell that after this, we're definitely gonna like lock in.
Oh yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? So it's, you know, the vibe is, it can't be fake. You know what I'm
saying? I'm one of those guys who's like, I'm a dickhead DJ. So it's like I just like I like to be close with the artists and like, you know, be able to get the exclusives,
yeah,
remixes, dubs, like, you know, all that stuff, the drops.
Yes,
the
all of that.
Like,
yes.
I like coming with the whole package because if a DJ turns around to me in a battle, just all of a sudden, just like I'm just like, hold on a second. Duh, this is da 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 da. You're listening. It's just like, you know.
Burn.
But you know what? Like, over the years of doing music, people didn't realize why I did that. You know what I mean? Cat's out the bag, but I'll tell you, can't catch up to me though.
Talk to me.
I got dead drops. So it's like there's a lot of artists I got that have passed that I could pull out of nowhere. So I feel great on that one. RP, rest in peace. I love them all for the time I had with them. But you know what? I feel that when you can keep a legacy going, whether they're here or not, is a big thing. You know what I mean? Right, and if you can show support and love that you've been around that growth and that culture and the movement that was been going on around the artists, it's a big blessing, especially to hear from you guys. Thank you for pushing this track. Well, thank you for making this a hit. Because you know what I mean? A lot of people don't salute the DJs like that.
Right. Nah. Thank you guys play a major part. You guys make sure who we're making in the studio here is getting heard out there to the point where they ask you, oh, what song is that? You know what I'm saying? Because that's how the DJ culture started in the first place. You guys break out the new music. You know what I'm saying? You guys were the one that people come to find out, yo, they call on the radio, you know, back in the days. Yo, what song you just played over there? You know what I'm saying? That's the job of the DJ, you know, and that's a very selfless job to put other people on. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you don't necessarily get the credit doing that. So I thank you guys a lot. I see what you guys do, and I want you guys to know like you're really appreciated. Like real artists like myself and we know what you guys do behind the scenes. So thank you so much. Always.
Thank you. And on that note,
you know, we got the fire. Follow the world best DJ Disspare on Twitter, Facebook, and for